Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I'm Matt,
I'm John.
and I'm excited.
Oh, I know he is. We're.
So you want to check out my?
I really don't.
Yeah, it was my holographics.
Yeah,
look
it's
look
at that. It's amazing.
Yeah, and this was my rain dance.
So we're about to watch Pokemon, the first movie slash Mewtwo versus Mew slash Mewtwo the Reborn.
First
trying
off,
to identity Mewtwo.
it's Mewtwo Strikes Back, I believe.
No,
like
that's
Empire Strikes
that's
Back.
no. Oh, that's not right. Anyway, this animated movie.
It was my childhood.
That
John.
kicked off the movie sagas of, I don't know. I mean, it was anime when anime was in between being cool and not cool, I guess.
Right. Well, DBZ was already happening.
Well, yeah,
and I
you
was
had
spiking up my hair, and everybody was laughing at me. And then now,
well, it's also
laugh at me now.
I mean, you spiked up your hair, and you would stand in the hallway screaming at people as if you were about to like power up, and no one knew what a Kamehameha was. And all those people who did know didn't want to know you.
That's brutally honest. So
no, we're joking. This is going to be a fun tryst into the past.
Yeah, we're definitely going to poke some fun at everything.
Everything.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
And of course, talk about things that are completely not related to this movie.
But as always, if you didn't catch, it's going to be our commentary over the movie. So you're not going to be watching us.
Yeah,
you're going to be watching the movie.
Watching the movie and hearing us talk over it because we are those annoying friends that you don't want to watch movies with.
Right, but you listen to this YouTube channel, so
exactly.
What are you?
Yes. So like and subscribe?
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate all of the support we've been getting. And so we're about to drop just to audio and be syncing up you guys.
Yeah. So get your movie prepared.
Yep. And then you'll hear us in audio form, and we will... I guess you'll hear us then.
And kill your dreams.
See ya. Okay, so we are back. Are you as excited as I am, John?
Oh, no, not as you. Not as excited as you are.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen this in 20 years, but I'm pretty sure it's going to hold up.
And
just as much as I liked it when I was
all
11
the other 14-year-olds are just as excited as you are. Actually, they're not. Actually, today's 14-year-olds are much more jaded. They don't care.
Well, we didn't have Instagram back then and Facebook and Twitter.
Now, if this was an Instagram account for Pokemon, this would be the jam of some 14-year-olds.
So we're about to start up here. It looks like it just goes right into it. So when we see the first bubbles.
There we go.
Bubbles.
Oh, my goodness.
That was the first bubbles. And we see
more bubbles, yeah.
Bubble. Yeah,
so
more bubbles.
This was the Pokemon that farts underwater.
The Fartlax. The X-Lax.
Oh, great miracle.
The great miracle of life.
So we can enslave it for our pleasure.
And make it fight for us.
Yeah.
That was my dream.
It is amazing that this is an American origin movie. Like, that's such an American attitude. Like, oh, we found these amazing magical creatures. What do we do with them? Enslave them and make them do our bidding.
So awful if you think about it. I try not to think about it. Detective Pikachu's gonna have that in there though.
Mountain. I don't know. Detective Pikachu might.
Well, I mean, like where they'll commentary.
Oh,
on,
they gotta do a little joke.
Enslaved us,
I think they had a little thing where it looked like just some underground fighting rings going on. All right, the classic Japanese anime scenery here.
Yeah.
All right, more bubbles. Did we restart the movie?
Nope.
Is this just Groundhog Day with Pokemon?
Oh, now they're.
Oh, now this is
brown
the
bubbles.
There we go.
Oh yeah, this is the
was
poopy
the
water.
Fart.
Oh wow, he's waking up his own excrements. No wonder he's pissed.
I remember, I don't know that I've ever watched this movie all the way through.
Oh, you're going
before.
to.
I mean, I'm now, but I remember having friends when I was a kid, like being so excited about Mewtwo. Spoiler alert! If you're watching this for the first time,
right? Spoilers. Mewtwo's in this.
You know, if you don't know who Mewtwo is, then you were like me at the time and like, oh, that's another Pokemon among the other Pokemon.
I mean,
he's special. He's a special
Pokemon.
But there's going to be a Mewtwo and Detective Pikachu.
Right. Well, I remember like Mew, like the actual Mew,
Yeah.
that card was like the rarest card that you
Crazy
could get
rare.
for
I
a
mean, I
while.
remember, yeah.
And then they came out with this movie and they made like millions of it. You know what I mean? But it was like at first it was like,
I don't know if this was strictly a Nintendo thing,
Yeah.
but they marketed geniuses, whoever did this.
yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
dude, I have so many Pokemon cards.
I mean, Pokemon cards replaced like baseball cards for a while as
They-
far as like what people collected.
it's funny because my niece has a little friend that, I mean, they're still like into Pokemon, I guess, you know,
Oh, look at
as
the
a little
cute
kid.
cave drawing of Mew.
I have a card that looks just like that. It's holographic.
I'm sure you do.
I'm a loser. but my
You could
niece,
sell that for tens of dollars.
and her friend were like, she's like 7, and her friends I think like 8, and so they were up in my old room.
That's weird.
Yes, they were at my parents' house. They were up at my old room, and he was in there. He's like, what are these? He opened them up. He's like, oh my gosh, these are the ones from the 90s. These are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's talking about. I was like, okay,
Which is weird for us. I mean, growing
Yeah.
up being 90s kids.
right,
To think about it, because when we were in the 90s, it was 20 years ago was the 70s. And you
Right.
thought of everything out of the 70s had this like mystique around it. And now kids today are experiencing the same thing,
yeah,
but with our childhood.
yeah, instead of the 80s.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, explosions happening. You know, I think at some point, whoever is running technical labs, when they like engineer a creature with superpowers, they should like be more prepared for this eventuality.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it happens with Weapon X.
I mean, it's
happens
just
with
kind of dark
Mewtwo.
if you think about it. Like going back, which I guess we weren't as
We aren't as sheltered as children.
Right.
We had darker stuff when we were like, really morbid and
right.
I mean, you look at 80s cartoons and shows. Like, if you actually watch The Neverending Story and The Labyrinth
Yeah.
and all, like, they didn't pull
Well,
punches.
the
with
Labyrinth
little
was
kids.
doing all kinds of dirty things.
Well, yeah. I mean, it also helped that they also, like, laced LSD into our breakfast cereal. So,
It really helped the movie
yeah.
experience.
we're just the generation of drug experimentation under the table.
Which I guess you had a little bit longer in the 80s than I did, I think, right? You're the
Little
same age as you're 35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
30.
not quite. 34.
34.
Close. But still,
Yeah.
I remember a little
My
more of
wife,
the-
yeah, she's 35, so she had some 80s experience. But I'm sure the 80s in Vietnam
Well, I
was
also had,
different
like,
than
you
the
know,
80s
having
in
older
America.
siblings and,
Right.
and stuff like that. I was the youngest, so it's
Yeah.
like they were all into it, and I was, so you kind of get that feed off effect of
Right.
the
Oh, yeah.
80s lasted a little longer into the 90s for me because I had all those
Yeah.
like hand-me-downs of stuff
I'm glad we're like starting this movie
With
really talking about this movie.
ourselves. Yeah, I mean, look, you had like the lazy. They had this dude. I don't even know if they lip sync these things, but what's the most genius way of coming with the character? But give him telepathy, and we don't have to move his mouth ever.
That is pretty smart. Forgot all about that.
So it like
But so far,
you were to
I
move-
gotta say, it's holding up.
yeah, wow, yeah, explosions and everything. Now they're giving him armor. They literally have not learned any lessons from sci-fi.
Right.
Like,
So wait, I kind of missed this part. I think we were talking. What did he just talk Mewtwo into doing? Like becoming Super Mewtwo?
I guess so. Yeah, becoming the mecha YouTube.
He's
Mewtwo?
just like Shredder.
Oh, that is a Shredder outfit. Your powers are being focused. It's not so we can control you, so that we can help you.
Well, I think this guy's like based on world domination over here too.
No, he just wants to like win at the Pokemon version of WrestleMania.
Oh, is that what this is? So he's like Vince McMahon.
He is totally Vince McMahon. That's what they need, a Vince McMahon Pokemon. He just jumps out of the ball like, woo, slamming stuff around, talking
So
dirt.
This is my power.
Oh, could you imagine if they had like a crossover between the WWE and Pokemon?
How would that work?
I don't know.
I'm just
it
trying
would
to figure it out.
it would be utterly bizarre, but totally worth it because just overhyped characters. That's all it is. Oh, here you go. The guy with the spoons.
Everybody knows you have to use a lightning to beat.
Oh man, he bent the
psychic
spoons
Pokemon.
with his mind.
Come on, how's this possible? He cannot be beating that lightning. Believe me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
Now they
can't
send
remember.
the Furbies at him.
No, wait. What is it? Lightning beats psychic. I can't remember now. It's been so long.
Oh, you're such a terrible nerd.
Sorry, dude.
You collected all the cards.
I was a gym leader, bro.
You were a gym leader and you can't remember which power beats which?
Hey, it's been 20 years ago since I was
know
the
rock
king of the gym.
beats scissors.
Paper
and
beats rock.
And paper beats rock, and scissors beats paper.
Wow.
That's why I like the Pocket Mortys, right? Pocket Mortys, that's what they use.
Oh, okay.
It's literally that you can have a rock type, a paper type, or a scissor type Morty.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that game?
No.
There's
Is
a
this like
phone
Rick
game.
and Morty?
There's a phone game called Pocket Mortys, a Rick and Morty
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
where you go around interdimensional and collect different types of Mortys and get them to fight each other.
It's like a card game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to, dude, I would still play the card game, like if people played it, and I wouldn't be
You just
laughing.
hang out in those circles of 10 and 12-year-olds who are still playing.
If I wasn't called a pedophile. If I wouldn't be
you're
put on
already
a...
like inviting them into your room. Hey, check out my Pokemon collection, kids.
Hey, I wasn't there when they saw the Pokemon thing. I
Sure.
heard about it at a later time.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's funny. If I wouldn't be put on a list for playing Pokemon, I would
Now
totally
we have
do it.
God level Mewtwo who's destroying everything.
It's kind of like a little bit of Dragon Ball Z wrapped up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that Brawly movie that came out, I loved it. I thought it was really good. It was
Who would win in a fight, Mewtwo or Goku?
Goku.
You don't think Mewtwo would stand a chance?
No.
I mean, Mewtwo has psychic powers.
Goku blows up stars.
Well, I mean, give him some time. He can power up. Actually, doesn't Mewtwo kind of look like a proto or a pre-version of Frieza?
A little bit. Actually, kind of looks
he's
closer to like Frieza in his final form.
Maybe.
Or whatever, closer.
Maybe he's like the ancestor. Maybe Frieza's race comes from Mewtwo.
U2 or Mewtwo?
U2.
U2, like
No,
band.
yeah, Bono.
Oh,
Totally.
Bono. Bono does kind of look like a version of Frieza.
He has those fun glasses on.
Right.
Maybe that's what his
Maybe-
glasses are telling everyone's
Right.
power level.
If you see that South Park episode, the U2, I am the biggest piece of shit.
Oh. Well, there went the rating for this.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah,
Kids, if you're joining us for Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo
Wow, we went through. How long
Strikes
was that
Back.
before?
Some multiple titles. That was a very big
This is
introduction.
Pokemon first movie and Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Right. That was a heck of a...
You know,
Cold
but
open.
speaking of like Dragon Ball, like all of the scenery, like all of the nature scenes and stuff, look pretty much identical.
It looks like they definitely were.
I think they just
Ripping
go to
that
like
off.
one person for
Right.
all like the dirt and the grass and the.
Well, this kind of came out, which Pokemon had been around a long time, I guess, in Japan, but DBZ came out much before in the animation world. So it was probably just
I'm sure that shared
copying a lot
styles
of
and
it.
stuff.
Right. It's a lazy boy.
Please,
Don't
no
chew.
choose to.
It's pretty good.
Is that a hatched egg? What is that? What's that Pokemon? Let's play a game through. That's a
Oh gosh.
name that Pokemon. What's the egg shelling whatever that thing was?
I think it's like a Shelby or something like that.
Shelby. That's a
Seriously,
real name.
They do that kind of stuff with it. I don't think that.
Weirdo.
Maybe it's not a Shelby.
Oh my
but I
goodness,
can't-
that guy throwing hand grenades. What is that? He's about.
I'll be able to
lob-
name quite a few, but I can't remember like the little one. It was maybe like Eggy or something.
Eggy?
Goofy, something like that.
Uh,
We're gonna use it like they mix
That'd be
things like that.
hilarious. Who you just like grabbed him off the ground and cracked him open and put him in the stew.
Right. They're cooking Pokemon.
I mean,
Kinda
they're
like
making
the-
Pokemon fight each other.
Yeah. God, it's like the what was it that? Oh, dude, I just wish he should have.
All right, what's that one?
That was
Classic.
yeah.
I think I even know that one.
Bulbasaur's little thing.
Yeah. Oh, what is this one? An
Not Bulbasaur,
Armadillo elephant.
Venusaur.
What is this?
Dude, I can't remember any of these. I'm awful.
You are. Go get your collection.
I'm about
you
to.
need to flip through.
No, so Venusaur is the plant one,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not sure if that's what he's called in his lowest stage. You know what I'm saying? They have like different
All right. What's his
evolutions.
power? What type is he?
He's a grass or leaf. Or
Oh
however you
yeah,
wanna say
I'm
it.
sure he's got grass.
He's like a plant-based Pokemon. He does like a lot of poisonous attack, or that's what usually they do. Is poison
Oh,
type
okay.
attacks.
Yeah, you're rambling at this point. I don't care.
Sorry, but actually that was a rock-based Pokemon, and
Oh, rock.
they get beat by plant-based Pokemon.
What? Rocks get beat by plants?
I think so.
Wow. So
think
paper
that's how it
does
works.
beat rock.
Right, and then rock beats lightning or like earth Pokemon.
Oh, who's this guy?
That's Hitmonchan.
That kind of looks like a WrestleMania guy. I mean, that's
So it's Hitmonchan and Hitmonchamp. I would think that would be Champ. That's the bigger version. That's Squirtle.
Squirtle.
Damn it.
Uh,
She's a
it's
Squirtle.
Yep. It's a dirty sounding name. Brought to you from the great minds of. Oh, look, he's blowing bubbles.
The Squirtle's blowing bubbles. There's no way
What?
that
The
Squirtle...
champ got beat by bubbles?
Yeah, probably not. Let's see. But does water beat the earth ones?
Nothing.
No,
nothing,
water...
nothing about this makes sense.
I can't remember if water hurts the
Well,
lightning
he's
or
about to
lightning
throw
hurts the
3
water.
balls at once. What a cheater!
Yeah.
All right, well look at this. We got the teeth.
Yeah. I'm
thing.
forgetting. Well, that's Pikachu.
Oh yeah, the one that everyone knows because he actually says his name all the time.
They all say their name.
Yeah, but he says it like constantly. Like
Well,
he's
it's-
always talking.
Because it's so cute.
Oh yeah. Who would win in a fight, Pikachu or I am Groot? Or Groot.
I mean,
Actually, I want to see a verbal debate between Pikachu and Groot.
the Ryan Reynolds Pikachu, or
Either one. No, I mean what?
because
If it was the Ryan Reynolds
because I totally
Pikachu-
think Ryan Reynolds would beat
He
Vin
probably
Diesel
do,
in
but
any
that would
debate.
be like Rocket, right? I mean, it would be like the Ryan Reynolds
Right.
Pikachu with Rocket.
Yeah.
They would mesh really well, but I want to see that just Pikachu and I am Groot being shouted back and forth.
There's
Who's that cat?
Meowth.
They have like a really weird relationship with this
Yeah.
cat, if I remember. Like it's
Yeah.
is this cat their leader? Because they
I can't remember.
it doesn't
exactly.
seem to
We'll see.
like
It's
it
been
just
20
is
years.
hanging out with them all the time.
Meowth, I think that's what they called him.
What a creative name.
Well, it's a cat.
It's not a cat, it's a Pokemon.
I think in Vietnamese, I want to say that a cat's called a meow. Like,
Oh, that's-
seriously.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we just like attach GoPros to the neck of birds and have them fly around?
Because we're humane.
Oh, that's right, because we don't capture animals to make them fight to the death.
Right. We just,
Is that a window?
do all kinds of other terrible things to humans.
Oh, look, it's a dragon. It looks like a friendly dragon. What's that called? I'm gonna do that this whole movie. Every time I see it.
I know, it's like, it's going to piss me off, too, because it's like I know all these names and I cannot
Oh,
remember them.
What a dick. He didn't need to do that to land. He was like, hey, look, a picnic. I'm going to turn that shit over. It's amazing. We have holographic technology. We have the technology to take large like biological creatures and put them in small balls.
Mm-hmm.
But we have not developed our ethics at all because we treat each other horribly in this movie.
Well, I mean, we're humans, so.
No, that's true.
So that might be there's a Diddy King and a Diddy Queen, and that might be their de-evolved state. I can't quite remember. But maybe not.
Oh, is this like where he goes to an island to fight other Pokemon trainers and stuff like that?
I think so. And
This
it's the Mew.
this is literally Enter the Dragon, but for Pokemon. That's all this is.
Or Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's just an Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
That's all. It was just like, oh, I've invited you here for a competition of the most skilled fighters
Right.
to the death.
No, he's not the dragon. No, he's not Diddy. Because Diddy King doesn't fly. Man, I can't remember their name. Yes, to what?
I love in the '90s how they always have those people like that are just the overt bad guys that aren't the serious bad guys. They're just like the nuisance bad guys.
Yeah.
They're just like constantly like sneaking around, spying on the good guy.
They're called stalkers, John. They're called stalkers.
I know there's not enough stalker representation in
Right.
movies these days. Oh look, more bubbles.
I think it's because we have, the stalker representation in politics now.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's too real life. You know,
Right.
It's too real.
Oh, it's Mew. It's
Apparently
so cute.
Mews hang out in bubbles. I didn't know that. Was that thing just born or was it just hanging out there?
I think he got awakened by Mewtwo's.
So how did they make Mewtwo?
They had it's like a clone, genetically engineered version of Mew. But
Did they ever have a Mew?
I think they maybe just had some samples of it or something like that.
Ah.
Because Mew is considered the rarest Pokemon, if I can remember.
Who's more powerful?
I think this movie will answer that later.
Are we sure?
Partially.
Is Mewtwo creating a storm with waves? Or was he just stirring his martini as he sat
And
there?
accidentally made a storm.
Yeah.
Or he was watching the storm stirring his martini. I think
I would hate to be stuck in the rain with a Pikachu. I mean, if he sneezes, then...
Did you ever play any of the video games?
No. A little, but not really.
They're supposed to
Hey,
be
look at
coming out
that.
with a really... I mean, they're really good.
I heard, what was it, Sun and Moon that came out last?
Yeah, but there's
For-
actually the one for Switch now.
Yeah, I heard that. was
Called
coming out
the
for Switch, yeah.
Let's Go Eve and Let's Go Pikachu or something. Which
yeah.
they're just a remake of Yellow, I think.
Oh,
Yellow, but it looks pretty good on the
I'm
whatever.
seriously now expecting them to have a Detective Pikachu game in which Ryan Reynolds voices Pikachu.
They might. They're supposed to be having a legit one being made for the Switch.
Didn't they already have a
ground up.
Detective Pikachu or something like that?
It is. It's not Detective Pikachu. It's that Let's Go Pikachu or
Oh,
whatever.
Well, I
but
thought
it's
it was a long time ago they had a Detective
oh,
Pikachu.
maybe. I don't really know.
He's in Smash Brothers. I know that. That's something.
Pikachu's in Smash Brothers or
Mhm.
Detective Pikachu?
I think you can get the hat. I think you can put the hat on.
Yeah.
What?
She's like, these are the annoying flight attendants.
Yeah.
And that's why your plane has been delayed.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time.
Does it?
No. I mean, it might if I went to airports and traveled and did anything like that.
You should go to Vietnam with us sometime.
No, I would just buy tickets to only plane flights that would get canceled, just to have this experience.
Okay.
I would just call at the airport and say, "Hey, what's the flight that's most likely to be canceled or delayed extremely long time?"
What just happened?
I don't know what just happened. What is that? A giant pigeon?
Oh yeah, I think it actually is.
Now we have a water dragon.
I
You
think
know what?
there's
If
one
riding your Pokemon to the Pokemon contest was an option the whole time, why even go for a fairy?
That was a Gyarados.
You're a Gyarados. Was that a seal? She's riding
yeah.
a baby seal.
Something like that. Seal something. A lot of times they have very similar names. The pigeon one is
How many Pokemon are there altogether?
oh, Jesus Christ. Who knows anymore? Used to be
That is a baby seal.
Mm-hmm. I think there used to be a limit. It was a 120 something, and that was the original.
Yeah. Is he gonna jump on Pikachu's back and have him swim across?
Well, if it wasn't strong enough, then you're not going to win that tournament anyways.
Yeah, right. I mean, what hope do you have? Vikings. Just what this movie needed.
I am Karen. I am Karen.
I am-
Come down this river with me.
Hey kids, we got candy in the boat. I'm loving the really awful Swedish accent they just threw on those characters.
I was totally going for like the North.
What? They tied a Pokemon to the front of the boat.
It's the two bad people. And
Oh,
they're
that's
disguising
the
themselves.
cats.
They're disguising
Oh
themselves.
yeah. So these are the Boris and Natasha of Pokemon. That
Right.
are taking it like they're just
Yes.
obviously awful.
They're tricking themselves down there. They're part of some, is it like Rocket League or something like that?
Rocket League.
That's what the R on their chest is. It's not Rocket League. That's a
do they-
game, but
Do
it's
they
like
play Rocket League? I was about to ask.
Right.
It's like Rocket League.
it is Rocket something. I think.
Team Rocket.
Team
Team Rocket. Okay.
For a man who says he didn't know anything about Pokemon, he's starting
I
to
knew
show
people.
your hand.
I knew people. I knew people that were into it.
Yes, like your other personality that you just
No,
buried deep in your subconscious.
that's not how this works.
You have a tattoo of a Pokemon on your arm, Pokeball.
I only know
No, it's
Pokemon
a tramp
from.
stamp, actually.
What is that? A starfish?
Similar, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of her with that starfish on inappropriate websites.
Her name's Misty, if I can remember. Not the Pokemon, actually her.
Misty,
Yeah. Misty and Brock
Misty, and Brock.
and Ash.
A-
Ash
what, Ash?
Ketchum. Ash
You know,
Ketchum?
Ash is an underused name, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, because not only this, but also Ash versus Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome Ash.
Yeah.
But then you don't hear any other Ashes.
You
that
don't
are
hear
great.
Cinder as a name either.
But Ash is short from Ashley.
Or Cinder is short for
Cinderella?
Cinderblock. Cinder.
Oh, what if a male Ashley
Cinderella.
married a female Cinderella, and you just call them Ash and Cinder?
That's what it was in the new movie. You've seen that, right?
What?
The movie Cinderella movie?
No,
They her name was Ella.
her name was Ella.
Right. Her actual name was Ella. And then one of her evil stepsisters was joking on her because she had like cinders, like
Oh, that's.
she was
I
cleaning
think
out.
that's kind of true to the original story. A little
Yeah,
bit.
she was cleaning out the.
Because Cinderella wasn't her actual name. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
her
just
name
like
was
a-
Ella, and she
yeah.
was
I don't know if
cleaning.
it was Ella, but
She was that's the way they
I
did it.
gotcha.
Her name was Ella. She was cleaning out the chimney. Had cinders on her. You know what I mean? And she's like
Right.
Cinderella. Yeah, whatever. It was
oh, I thought like, was the prince's name Ash?
no. His name was Rob Stark.
Oh, okay. That
No,
makes sense.
that's who he.
No, I was saying like
that's
they
the
should have
actor.
an Ash and Cinder, like a couple.
Ash and Cinder. That would be cool.
It would be a power
Yeah.
couple from the Hunger Games.
Right. And their brother Cole. What?
Whoa! If I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl,
Ash, Cinder, and,
and Cole, yeah.
But you have to find one of those ladies. You gotta
Ooh.
catch one.
Ooh, ooh!
Do they have
shots
a
fired?
Do they have
over
a
here.
big
My
Pokeball for
goodness.
that?
Oh man! Well, yeah. If I'm learning lessons from Pokemon here, I'll just go out and catch one.
Right. You gotta catch them all, John. Gotta catch them
Ooh.
all.
That's going into a different territory. Start collecting women.
That's awful.
Well, this is
This is
a
about to
new
turn into.
era of
This is
humanity.
about to turn into catch
This
a predator.
is a new age of humanity.
This is about to turn into catch
We
a predator.
are well beyond this.
I'm waiting for Maury Povich or something to come out.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that
Oh.
catch a predator team? Oh, these are bad jokes.
Jokes.
I hope that doesn't come up. I'll try to cut that somehow.
Yeah.
Oh God,
That's what I was.
that was. This made me cry.
Who are these? What is this? What is this? Chemical pods or whatever? What is this?
Gaslies, I think. They actually like.
There's like a
Excrete gas.
mental argument I'm having with myself whether or not like Japanese just have like this great imaginative like industry and like way of like opening to these creative worlds or if they just have amazing drugs that they're not sharing with the rest of us.
I think it's probably like the very opposite effect. Is they're so, from everything I know about, like,
They're just so like straight laced,
right?
That
Well,
this is like their explosion of like
right.
outlet.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like they're very like holding back their ejaculation, and they just release it into all kinds of crazy.
Yeah. It's a shame. Did Freud ever go study in Japan?
I don't think
that'd
so.
been an interesting.
Probably break a lot of his rules. What is this squid? This squid doesn't look like anybody's mother.
Oh my goodness!
Whose mother was a squid? I don't get this. Oh gosh.
Now you have the nurse nun here.
Nurse nun.
Everyone else died.
I think the master was Mewtwo. I think that's what they're playing off of.
Oh, is Mewtwo like set up the game?
Yeah.
I've brought you here to kill you.
Basically. Well, because he was just beating everybody. It's like kind of gotten.
Oh, so he wanted to find the very best Pokemon.
Right, to see like if he could win.
Right.
He wants a challenge. He's like the Achilles. Is there no one else? Or
That's what. If we wanted to like update this bit, I think we should have a movie where Mewtwo becomes a Pokemon trainer himself and trains an army of Pokemon to fight back against the humans.
kind of think that's this movie.
Is that what's happening?
I think that's about to happen.
See, I haven't seen it. I told you I hadn't seen this movie all the way through.
I think that's what this movie is about
Well,
later.
then
Sorry
plot
for ruining.
over. Spoiler alert. You know what? Just go ahead and turn it off. You don't need to finish it. We've
Give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah, yeah. What is that? Is that nine? Is that Ninetales?
Yes, I think it is. Her.
Oh,
Well,
look,
that's
That's a duck.
that's Ninetales like de-evolved state.
Okay.
What is her? No,
I just know like there's Naruto has the multi-tailed fox in it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think. Maybe Ninetales might be. There's some Pokemon that are like. See,
There's
that's
just
a bull. That's
a
a bull.
Weird-looking dude with eyes.
Venusaur, the big one.
Oh yeah, there's the
The big one's a Venusaur.
fruit. Look at all that fruit. Apples, pears. Is that lemons? Who puts lemons in a fruit basket?
I don't know. Maybe it's
Got apples,
Pears.
grapes, pears, and lemons and bananas.
sure it was lemons or
The
not
flower-
pears.
Yeah, there was lemons. There was totally lemons.
Hmm.
Shows that all the nuts are out. Here comes the dramatic entrance. You're wondering why I've gathered you here today.
Thanos?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's no spoilers for that.
I am inevitable.
Is something Thanos might say in something that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah. I think that made it to the.
Oh yeah. I think
Did it
that
make it
did
to
make
the
it to the
trailer?
promotional. That's Ninetales, the big one.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
the
Yeah,
white
yeah.
dog
I
thing.
get you. Hey, look, there's an aardvark. He designed that staircase just to float down the middle of it.
Right.
Obviously. If I could fly, I would design all the staircases in my house for that purpose.
That's true. I would totally do that too.
Just to show off, while everyone else was using the stairs, I would just float and follow them slowly and be
Hats
like,
off to you.
hey.
It's funny because he can't say it. Whoa. He's magical.
How did they get in? Did they come through the sewers?
That's what they were doing, yeah.
Awesome. There always has to, if you're sneaking into any place, there's always that route through the sewers.
Right. Didn't they even do that in one of the Game of Thrones a long time ago? It's like, go through the sewers. It was something to do like King's Landing, I think. It was like one of the first seasons.
Yeah,
so,
probably. Yeah.
so if you hadn't seen Game of Thrones, then
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But you're a little late. I mean, come
Right,
on. It's
right,
on you
right.
at this point.
exactly. Oh,
Is he talking through her?
he is.
Wow, this is a total Independence Day moment. Release me. And he can make them fly. This is like Phoenix Rising, isn't it? This is just like
Yeah, he
all the things. All the things
I
all
think
mixed
he's
up
about
together.
to like actually.
Does he kill the guy?
It looks like threw him
In
in
the
the water.
water. He's merciful.
And then you see piranhas eat him. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
he's just ripped apart. Oh man. After him, large snake thing.
Gyarados.
Where did that come from?
Apparently, it's not enough.
We are not amused.
I am amused. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of Mew puns in this.
Nah.
That's a good movie.
Wait, couldn't?
Can we watch Child's Play instead?
Oh yeah, that would. We'll definitely have to go see the new one.
Yeah, before the new one comes out, we can do a little
Oh my
commentary.
goodness,
on
there's
the
so
first
many
one.
old ones though. There's so many Child's Plays.
Not to go all of them, just like watch like the first
Was just the first one?
or the good one.
Yeah. Well,
So the first.
yeah. You need
Yes,
to
it's
really
relative.
pick out there. Now look at this animation. Like, I wonder how long it took them to do that, like pan around camera effect
I
with
don't know.
animation. Like someone really wanted that in there, like to put that in there.
Well, I mean, this movie probably did make like $1 trillion.
I mean, and when you say $1 trillion, you mean
$1 trillion.
yeah.
No, but
the game
that
probably
being
made $1
said-
trillion
right. No, I mean,
from the advertising this movie provided.
right. Well, I'm just saying, yeah, definitely. It's Pokemon's definitely billions of dollar franchise. As far as like being, I'm surprised it's not owned by Disney. It's that big.
No. Oh, if Disney buys Nintendo,
It's that big that Disney
Uh,
hasn't owned it yet.
yeah.
Nintendo doesn't own Pokemon. It's
They
like has
should.
exclusive
should.
rights to the games.
I know.
But
It just feels like they do because it's
kind of
everything.
does feel like they do. but they
Everything
don't.
comes out as Nintendo like.
Well, yeah, I
focused.
think that they somehow have some kind of exclusive right to the game.
Probably, but either way,
That was weird. She said on something like that was. She has a very
who
short
goes to a
skirt.
controller panel and says, "Oh, you know what? I'll just sit on this." Way to go! Self-destruct activated. Please evacuate in 2 minutes.
Why would there be that button?
Oh, and now your Pokemon's gone. You literally can't pull this thing off of a conveyor belt.
Oh, they're about to. Oh, that's what he's doing. I remember that now.
What was he doing?
He's like cloning all these other Pokemon to make fighting Pokemon.
Is he gonna like crossbreed them and stuff? Who's that Pokemon?
It's Meowth.
Ew. It's really creepy. And now Meowth goes through an existential crisis. But if that's me and I'm me, who am I? Oh, now we get the
See,
recap.
yeah.
Oh, so this is like Jurassic Park
Yes.
mixed with everything else.
Right.
Although I could have done without
We
the...
mixed it with frog blood.
Yeah.
Finally made it working.
And then now that we have all these other dinosaur DNAs, we're going
Right.
to just put them all together and
Right.
shake them really hard and see what dinosaur Pokemon comes out.
Even though frog's blood would definitely have not have worked. Probably been better off with a chicken because that was the closest living relative.
Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he? Distance shot. Close up, close up. Man, those are some strong angles.
Yes, he's using his psychic powers to control the camera angles.
He is. This whole movie was actually directed by Mewtwo.
Right. He's like, this shot makes my hips look too big. My thighs look huge in this shot.
He looks like a kangaroo with an exoskeleton. Now here we go.
So
Now we
he's
got
kind of right.
You're kind of right. What?
Like if you think about like his thing, he's like they've disgraced himself by serving you guys. Like he's trying to free Pokemon
That's true.
from
Yeah.
slavehood.
Disgraced themselves.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they were captured
Right.
against their will and then broken
Yeah.
psychologically into serving these people.
It's kind of what we did to all the other animals. So if you think about it, we
I mean,
are
except for
about as
Pikachu.
bad.
Pikachu might be more like a dog who just says like, "Oh, well, this person's gonna feed me, so I'll just do what they want, and
Right.
get food."
That's true. Dogs are more manipulative like that. I like dogs. But that being said, like horses, they were like, look at that really strong, free creature running with its strong legs.
Look. If horses weren't meant to be ridden, they wouldn't have such long backs.
Was right? They were literally designed for us
That's
to
right.
ride. There was some comedian that was talking about that, was saying, they're like, he's like, man, people who own a bird, that's a whole nother power trip. It's like, look at this majestic creature
That can
flying in the sky. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clip its rings and put it in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh goodness, is that like
a shell looking thing. It's
yeah,
some kind
yeah. It was like a Cthulhu
Yeah.
snail
Mm-hmm.
going on. They're waking up. Yeah, I love those moments too. When in every sci-fi where there's cloning involved, there's always that moment where the clones who
Whoa,
are dormant.
That
suddenly
just
wake up.
happened. And millions of parents around the world had explained what just happened.
Yep. So kids, that's how you were actually born.
Yes. You mean it wasn't a stork? No, it was literally like a rubber vagina.
Oh God!
Wow.
Look at it.
What is
Just
going?
melting through it. Oh,
Jeez. That is that's
Disturbing.
yeah.
Does that thing have a palm tree on its back now? That has cannons coming out of it.
That's Charizard.
None of this really makes sense.
Charizard and Bulbasaur. Because these are the evolved states of it.
Right.
This
I
has
think this also has given on people like a really bad sense of what Darwinism really is.
yeah, I was about to say this has nothing to do with this has nothing to do with
Evolution.
evolution.
You will evolve multiple times in your life.
Right. If you give it enough water and stuff.
Yeah. Feed it and make sure you let it out of its Pokeball every so often.
And you have to fight with it, and
Fight,
then you'll
yeah.
turn into something different.
If you don't fight with it, it won't evolve.
Right.
I mean, if fighting made you evolve, we would have been much more advanced at this point in life.
That's true.
Oh, look, lights. Oh, look, a kind of soccer field looking place.
Well, in some ways, I guess fighting has evolved our culture, like our technologies.
Well, in the sense that, the people who could fight better killed off the cultures that we didn't like.
Well, I don't mean it that way. I mean just like literally like the innovation of what we have to go through for war winds up helping society later
No,
on.
some, yeah.
Like penicillin was discovered because
Because of us,
World War One.
destroying all the penicillin trees.
That's not how it worked. That's not how penicillin works. And then the internet was basically or computers were discovered in World War One.
Because we tried to destroy
decode.
all the digital AI of the world,
Oh,
and so we developed the internet
that's
to fight it.
definitely not it either. Al Gore went back in time.
Yeah. And invented the internet
Right.
to destroy Hal.
Right. No, I think the internet was like a little later on. I think within the Cold War, but the actual computer was started, I think, to decode the
Well, that was some of it, like some of the computer, the Enigma machine.
Enigma machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first.
But the
main
idea of a
computer.
computer was a long time ago.
Well, yeah, they had like a
Mechanical computers and stuff.
similar to like a computer like that was found like from ancient Greece or whatever. They think you remember that was like that thing.
Yeah, I
It
know
was
what
like
you're talking about.
yeah, it was it's not exactly like
Here we go. Is this dodgeball? Is this happening?
if you can dodge a Pokemon, you can.
If they could dodge balls, they wouldn't be they wouldn't be fighting, because they had to throw the Pokeball at them to catch them.
Yes, I get it.
So that's If they could have dodged a ball, they wouldn't be slaves fighting for other people.
Oh, so that's the clone version. It's supposed to be beating the regular one.
Oh yeah. Did the clone one have tentacles on its own? Is that like a clone version?
No, they all have tentacles. That one's just stronger. Bulbasaur.
Well, I can tell you why. Because like the clone ones have tattoos, and that makes
Right.
them cooler.
Right. Instantly.
Yeah. Anyone.
That's
with
why the
tattoos-
tattoo craze has started up so
Exactly.
strong.
I mean, well, it
It's
actually
because-
imbues you with power. Anyone with a tattoo is naturally stronger and better than people without tattoos.
Hear that, kids?
You know, and you know, if you have tattoos and you jewel, oh my goodness, you will just be unstoppable as a person. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just.
Are you losing focus in your beloved Pokemon?
I'm crying because this is just. It's too bad that they're beating each other up.
Is this what is this? A tiger? A tiger dragon?
Oh, it's
He has stripes.
a dragon.
What? They're flying now? Oh, I want to see Harry Potter like flying on his broom and
A
defeating one of them.
dragar. Wait,
You're a dragar.
I'm trying to mix tiger and dragon together. Sorry, it's a thing.
Tragon?
That's what I said. Dragon.
Tragon or a Digar? Dragar?
Drygar, I think.
Drigger?
Trigger. That sounds too close.
Close
to
to
other.
something else.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, we're not going to say that one ever again.
No. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was beaten. Oh, look, he has like different looking Pokeballs. Are those superior Pokeballs?
Those are blue balls.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. He
Just
hasn't had like, I mean,
There is different kinds of Pokeballs. They're
Yeah.
like
the blue ones just mean you just won't ever get them. They'll never be released.
Yes, the right. That's what it means.
They're trapped forever.
They're very
Strong,
right.
big.
Especially when they're like bluish purple. That means
Oh my
it's
goodness.
it's really really hard to get out of there.
Okay. Moving on to this horrible defeat. Wow, they're getting
Run.
chased. Oh, this is like there's a sci-fi movie where all these things are like doing this, except they're not Pokeballs. They're like murderous spheres.
that's a Stephen King movie.
No,
or no.
I mean, there's Stephen King, but there's another one, Phantasm or something like that.
Oh,
There's
maybe.
a different one.
There's one where that are like
Stephen King.
eating the world. Remember?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
Doctor Who. It happens in Doctor Who too, where they
Mm.
have like all these spheres are like invading the world and killing people.
What's the one on the? You know what I'm talking about? The Stephen King movie that like they eat the world or something like that. Like
No,
they're like
not-
eating things or something. I can't remember
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I think it's Stephen King. It's like back from the '90s too.
Isn't
Or
this
it might
like
be
Fly
80s.
the Navigator or something?
I don't know. What is that?
Batter's not included. 80s movies. That's just random movies. Wait. They were really small Pokeballs, and then he made them grow into larger Pokeballs, and then he used them? How does the technology work here? What? A Pokeball inside a Pokeball?
Oh wow.
This is Pokeception. Are they going to start catching people in Pokeballs?
Vulpix.
See, that's the thing I would think. Like, instead of catching the Pokemon, why does he catch the people in the Pokeball?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like the people. Maybe he's just gonna kill the people.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you like catch them and start training them and getting the people to fight each other? Like
So like,
turn the tables a little bit.
that's like, because there's too much historical context for making that a bad thing.
But he doesn't care. He's not a human. He's Mewtwo.
Yeah, no, but if you're gonna
He's
show
a
that
genetic-
to kids, you're
Huh?
gonna be like, you're gonna show that to kids. It's gonna be like,
You're showing a lot of stuff to kids.
yeah,
right
that's
here.
true.
I
We are
mean,
kind of
you know,
showing.
Where are you going to draw the ethical lines?
I don't know.
It's okay to do this because they're not humans, and anyone that's not a real person, it's okay to do this to.
Right. So let's demonize people and make them not
Yeah.
real. This is awful.
What's
I'm
great is
starting to
because
see where
of
this
the,
is going with this
yeah.
movie.
It's great because this is like just blown up even more when you think of things like the Pokemon Go. And I've actually been in schools where they had like signs on the walls saying, don't catch Pokemon in the school. Like it's a Pokemon safe space. because kids have cell phones and they play Pokemon Go all the time.
Right.
At least they did. I don't know if it's still around. I mean, I think Pokemon Go is still out there. It's just there was. You remember that huge summer or two where it was like everyone played Pokemon Go.
Dude, I only actually I didn't even get into it then. It's funny because I know everybody was doing it. I think I played it. I maybe caught like two or three things, and I was just like, okay, I don't get it. I'm not fighting with these things yet. I think later on they got you.
Yeah, you can actually go to places and fight other people's Pokemon.
But at first, its beta stage, it was just catch these. And I was just
well, you catch those, and you had towers that if you controlled a tower,
right,
you could set a Pokemon on it to guard it or something. But
I guess it was about 4 years ago. Because I remember when I was in gym. Because my wife was already here in America. She's been here a little over 3 years. So maybe it was within 3 years ago. Because I was in Jamaica at one point, and I remember thinking, I can catch Pokemon that no one can catch in Jamaica.
Yep, every place had its own signature Pokemon.
So I got the Bob Marley Pokemon. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
it was just a marijuana leaf.
These companies really haven't learned cultural sensitivity. So.
it was a marijuana leaf
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Well, I mean, the American unique Pokemon was literally a bull.
Oh, was it? That's funny.
I mean, it was a Pokemon that was a bull or something. I don't know, Taurus or something.
Oh, Taurus. Yeah.
That's all it was. Hey, what's better representation in America than a cow? And if you went to Australia, you could catch the kangaroo type of Pokemon, whatever that was. There was a boxing kangaroo or something. I don't know. It's weird.
A Pokemon boxing kangaroo?
Mm-hmm.
There's Hitmon.
I don't know if this is true, but it would be amazing. If you went to France, you could get the mime. That would be perfect.
Oh yeah. Those mime ones Pokemon.
Yeah. That's the thing I'm looking forward to in Detective Pikachu is that mime.
Yeah, that was funny. I hope they just hadn't thrown all.
He's
the
on his
good
bike.
jokes out.
Stand in front of it.
I'm seeing some good reviews for it, so I hope that.
It's just because Ryan Reynolds is in it,
right?
Which that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean
we're entering in I think for the next 10 years, if Ryan Reynolds is in a movie, it's
right.
automatically a good movie.
Yeah. I wasn't that big, which they're making a second one, but the one with him and Samuel L. Jackson, I didn't really care for that much.
The Hitman?
Yeah, but they're making another one. I mean, apparently it did good.
I never watched it. Probably should have. It looked like it might have been funny. I wonder how long it'll be before we get to another, Samuel Jackson right now is the actor who's been in the most movies, I think, or something.
He has the most.
He's made the most money.
Yeah,
off of being an actor of anyone.
He hasn't made the most money as an actor. His movies have grossed the most.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's been in the Star Wars prequels. He's been in all these Avengers movies.
He's been in every Tarantino movie.
Right. So I mean, you just have to and ridiculous amount of other movies. But you just think about. Technically, he had an appearance, even though he was barely in Avengers, but he was still there. So Endgame's already at $2 billion right now, as we speak.
But I'm saying, he has a level of epicness to him that I wonder how long it'll be before another person could ever match.
Well, Harrison Ford overpassed him when The Force Awakens came out.
Yeah, it was. I think it went back and forth between them two for a little bit.
Right, but then he passed him back up, of course, when Avengers and stuff came out, and then Captain Marvel.
I have to say, I don't anticipate the next Star Wars doing as well as Endgame.
No, I don't anticipate any movie doing as well as Endgame.
That's true.
For probably
to take a moment and not talk
so.
about the children's monster catching and torturing program that we're watching right now.
This is apparently a cool spot.
He just walked out of the smoke.
Right, with all the Pokemon.
This reminds me of No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
in-game spoilers.
Yeah. We're not gonna spoil it again.
That would be hilarious if you were avoiding it and you watched. Oh, this is about the Pokemon movie. There's no way I'll hear anything about in-game doing this. And let's just start describing to you the.
Right. Wow.
Is that a jellyfish? He just tried to punch a dude who literally kicked up a guy 30 feet in the air and threw him into a swimming pool.
So
Hey, look, a bubble.
You know who
That looks like weirdly embiotic. That bubble.
Kind of looks like a prosthetic boob. Like the sacks they put in boobs.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, he's just having so much fun. How adorable is this guy? Oh my goodness. Oh.
No.
You know what? This reminds me of my childhood. I was like the really carefree one, and then my older sibling was just like really moody and attacked me all the time.
I dukin'.
Yeah. That's not true at all. My sibling would be like, "No, that's not what happened."
You say you're really carefree and your sibling just attacked
Yeah,
you.
yeah, was just attacking me for no reason. I'm just like hanging out.
I'm sure you weren't bugging her at all.
No, look, that is not. That's fake news. That's revisionist history.
Right.
Obviously, I never did anything to provoke.
Did she? I mean, usually
She wasn't into Pokemon though. So
Oh, well, I mean, she was. Probably past her age.
yeah, and she was more of a reader. She wasn't really a card game collector.
Nerd.
Yeah, right.
We don't read
What
it.
are you reading? Oh, you can read.
This is illiterate book club. We don't read
You don't
here.
read things. Hey, wait a second. That begs the question.
What?
How did you read the cards?
What cards?
A lot of words for a
I
children's
beat up a
game.
nerd and made him read it for
right.
me.
Do my homework and tell me what these cards mean.
Right.
Wow. Did that look... Let's... You know what? This does make me think of Final Space here. You ever see that show, Final Space?
Spinal or final?
Final Space.
I don't think so.
Like a TBS show. Has a Olin Rogers is like this Nashville native
No.
that wrote it.
I don't know.
Writes for it. It has this little creature that it's like immensely powerful in it. It's like it's a hilarious show.
Is it recent?
Yeah, I mean,
He
the
probably
first
got it
season
from
came out
this.
last year. Yeah, it's a ripoff.
You ripped it off.
It's ripped off. It's a hilarious show. Recommend it, but it's a total ripoff now. It's what? How do you get that out of that weird dance?
No, it's because he can understand what they're saying. Mew, 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 and all that. Whoa.
Was there like a shared Mew language?
No, there's a language of Pokemon. They just say their name, kind of like Groot's language, but people understand it.
So can all Pokemon understand all other Pokemon?
Apparently, yeah. That's
And
what
how
they're
many
doing.
Pokemon can speak English?
I think just Meowth.
Like, is that all Meowths or that just that Meowth?
I'm pretty sure just that Meowth.
I'm surprised, like, the government hasn't confiscated that Meowth then.
Well,
Like, wouldn't
Rocket
that be
Team
like
is like a big private organization, so maybe that's a part of it.
Well, those two are losers. I mean, wow. If that's a big organization, then they've got problems.
All right. Well, those two aren't necessarily the best out of the two. Well, Mewtwo can obviously talk.
Oh, wow. Are they dancing? Oh, no. That they're, like, fighting and he's, like, in shock, right?
Right. No, Kevin Bacon's down there teaching them how to dance.
Yeah.
This
Well, I
is
mean,
how
it
this will
is.
be settled.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a romantic scene with everyone loving themselves.
Right. That's not how it's going.
That's not what happened. Well, this song is very confusing. It's just not appropriate for what's happening right now.
It's really not.
I
That's
mean,
a Diddy
just-
King right there.
I just expect these like Pokemon to like stop fighting and just start making out at any point
Yeah.
during the song.
That was a Hitmonchan, I think. No, there's a Hitmonlee.
Oh, look, 2 squirts.
Hitmonlee. I think that's the one that kicks better.
Oh, yeah.
They named one after Jackie Chan and one after Bruce Lee.
Oh, okay.
And like the one that could punch was I think the Jackie Chan one because he was known for that.
The best fight scene ever.
My brother. That's what it is. Bubbles.
Well, this is kind of weird too because he's not like a true clone of Mew. He's
No, he wasn't.
Augmented clone.
Right. Well, because he was a fossilized. You know what I mean? He didn't clone exactly from.
Oh, right.
It was like an old ancient
fossil.
fossil.
Yes, yeah.
Science holds up, John.
Obviously, they really thought through the science of everything.
They really had. I mean, technically, it's kind of making more sense than Jurassic Park.
Well, especially Jurassic World.
Right.
It's
Oh,
definitely making
gosh.
more sense than Jurassic World.
You mean Jurassic World 2? That was even worse.
They were all
Oh gosh.
after the first one. It just kind of
Yeah.
went down a steep hill.
You mean Jurassic Park after Jurassic Park?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'll go with the first three. There's
could
parts
watch the
in
first
every
three.
three.
I mean, the second one goes long,
Yeah, I mean,
but I could still go with the first three.
yeah,
Jurassic World,
yeah,
they should have thought about that a little longer.
right. Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
the magic fire
during like
ponies.
the Chris Pratt assance, and I mean, he's not necessarily gone completely
I mean, he got
away.
pulled for the part, and I don't begrudge him the part.
Right, like
It
I
was just-
like him in the movie.
Yeah, the writing was not, the plot
Right.
was just not well thought out. Oh, look,
Really?
make
Fighting is wrong,
My
but I'm
fighting is
guessing.
wrong.
I'm guessing.
yeah. Instead of stopping any of it, we're
Right.
just like, oh, we should watch this and wonder about how we shouldn't fight anymore.
Right. So you're saying fighting's wrong, but I think she's saying fighting's wrong like how I say like eating meat is wrong. Like I know it generally that I should probably be a vegetarian or a vegan,
Right, right,
but I love hamburgers and I'm going to still do it.
right.
So like I know when
When I see it from
sun-
the outside,
right, right,
I mean, like, when I see you do it,
right,
I can really see how it's wrong,
right,
but I like doing it.
right. So it's kind of like like in the subsequent movies that I know came out, they were still fighting Pokemon. So she's
They're still
hypocritical.
today fighting Pokemon.
Right, exactly.
So obviously, no one learned a lesson from this movie.
Right.
That's what I'm picking up
That's
on.
pretty much.
This changed nothing. No one learned any lessons.
Nope.
No one grew as a person.
Pokemon are still enslaved by humans.
Yep,
they're still
forced
fighting.
to fight each other.
Right.
There's still all this terrible and terrible, terrible stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have to show for it is now we have clones.
Right.
So cloning is real.
Boom, boom, boom.
We're hopefully going to find out if Mew or Mewtwo is more powerful.
I don't exactly remember how this pans out. I think Mewtwo gets the upper hand here for a minute, but then
It seems really. Why is he climbing on the outside of a building?
but it's kind of like one of those things like, ooh, Mew
Couldn't he have
didn't
just
really.
taken the stairs?
No, he got thrown up there by Mewtwo.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Mew saved him. Remember, and just let him.
Oh well, I thought
left him
I
up
thought
there.
that was like at a different place geographically. I didn't realize he actually threw him all the way up there.
Right. He just never got back down.
no, not Pikachu. Well, how can you tell the difference between the two Pikachu's?
He's the one that says Pika.
What's the other one say?
Pikachu.
Oh,
So different.
obviously.
Oh, there goes my dog barking at something.
Yep.
There goes.
Whoop. All right.
Sorry. Rip. Thank you for protecting us.
Yeah. Now packing your
They're-
Pokeball.
They're gone. Thank you for protecting us. Okay.
Nope. No. Okay. There
Stop
it is.
thanking you for
There it
protecting.
is. No. He's got lightly smacked the ground. How dramatic. Oh man, he's really tired from that climb down the side of a building. Who will win, pink or blue?
Well, we'll see how progressive this movie is. Back in 1999.
No, they're not gender specific. So.
No, they are. Mewtwo represents the overdominant male ego, and Mew represents the feminine, more
Natural?
natural,
Okay.
loving, kind.
Totally. I can see it. Yeah.
That's what they're
This,
doing.
this makes sense now. This is like a liberal propaganda in disguise.
Basically.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yes. But sometimes a woman just has to slap that ass, beat that ass.
Just beat him. Electricity arcing everywhere. The lights went out. Glow. I always loved this of in these kind of movies when super powered beings fight each other. They don't actually fight each other. They just kind of like throw light at each other. Dramatic standoff.
So that's what it was. My dog's mom got home, and so that's why she was barking
yeah.
at the door.
She called. She summoned.
She
Oh
knew-
no. And white light. Oh no, not. Wait, did they become Ash, or did Ash get in between them?
I think like Ash was sacrificing himself, so Ash is like the Jesus of this movie.
No, that's not right.
It is. It is right.
Oh, this like sets them all back, right? Because a human saved them.
Right.
They're gonna continue to be enslaved by humans.
right. So like, see, a human jumped in the way.
Did he
So-
turn into a statue?
Yeah, he realized. Oh, he loved him enough. And then I'm sure they're gonna bring it back somehow. Look at this. This Pokemon cares so much for this human. We should be enslaved.
Is he trying to unstone him with lightning?
I don't know. I'm seeing a
Such
lot of
heartbreak. It's like I feel like I should be crying at this moment right now.
I'm seeing like a lot of like religious parables here, and I'm just not going to point them out in this particular movie or show.
You know, this is like a
we talk
like
about it
automatic tearjerker scene is whenever
Right.
like someone is like dying and their animal just comes to like love
Mhm.
on them and to like want them to be better.
Oh, look, he's crying. They're all crying.
I told you it's a tearjerker. Automatic. In any movie,
Right.
if you have someone dying, if you have like a little puppy or some kind of animal just come up and nuzzle them, like people are gonna
Mhm.
start crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to remember that. The other movies have done that a lot. It's true.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm going to cry a little bit.
Right? Just thinking about it. It's just wow. I mean, because he doesn't know. Like
Oh, their tears are going to hear him. That's what's going to heal
the
him.
tears of Pokemon can
They're
bring people back to
magical.
life.
Yes.
What? Now I know why they enslaved them.
This entire
Wow.
time.
But they're just really terrible at making them cry.
Right.
Is this like the screams of children in Monsters Inc.?
I guess so.
What is happening? How are tears moving this way? And how are they making so many of them?
I don't know how this is working. I don't know the physics of this,
There is,
but I
none.
think it works.
This is like moved into another state of
This is
matter.
this is quantum mechanics.
This is quantum. They've entered the quantum realm.
Right.
And now the tears of Pikachu have joined. And now the sun, the moon, and the universe shines upon Ash, covered in the tears of Pokemon. A
And
light
he-
beam comes down.
And he is the ash hole.
That's right. The great and powerful.
He is whole now. The ash hole.
The whole Ash. Whole. Aw, he brought back to life. This is kind of like a I believe in fairies moment for this movie, right? Because it's like the Peter Pan thing. I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
If you just believe.
Yay! They both have tattoos. I'm confused.
I think all Pokemon should have noises done by like Ray Romano. Yay! All right. No words, just.
Yeah, like all his weird
Aw.
bears.
Aw.
I used to love that show.
Everybody catches Ray.
Yeah. My parents used to watch that constantly.
Oh, wow. That's what you're taking away? So a moral lesson has just been learned by Mewtwo, and he decides that these people are capturing, training, and making Pokemon fight each other out of love.
Basically.
So what happens to all the clones? Is he going to destroy them all?
Yes, he takes them up and
Incinerate.
that would be hilarious if they're all looking at it all
And
sweet.
just the ashes snow down on them.
They're just start. Can your tears heal them?
And then the serial killer Mewtwo is born. Oh no, they're going to go off and live in a magic wonderland.
Yeah, I think they're going to like the Mew Land or something.
But you
shall perish. No.
Oh, the Rainbow Bridge.
That Mew is quite a powerful Pokemon.
My goodness. There's nothing he can't do. No, we
Oh,
don't
he
really have
cut
to.
back in time.
Yep. Forget the fact that, everything that just happened.
Maybe he didn't go back in time. Dude, you are a horn dog over there, Brock.
Yeah, he totally is. That green vest,
Right.
giving it away. They don't ever eat, but they're always hungry.
It's true.
I mean, they made a picnic lunch. They didn't get to eat because of a flying dragon thing. They didn't eat the entire time they were on this phony island. Although they were surrounded by fruit, they never ate anything. And now that they're back, they're just staring out into the ocean, stomachs growling. Well, this is the hallucinatory life of starving children in a world full of Pokemon who must be caught.
So they did
Yeah.
forget.
Yep, they're totally just seeing things.
No, so they completely forgot what just happened.
Yep. None of it happened.
It's a very
Lesson unlearned.
right. Go back to fighting with Pokemon.
Yep.
This is like 4 episodes of the TV show put together.
That's all it was. They just it was like, all right, let's take out the commercial breaks and
Right.
put it in theaters. Oh, this one. Oh, hooray! The mildly annoying villains got left on a paradise island with no.
I
food.
don't even know what they did this entire time. They were
didn't
not
do
anything.
Nothing. They followed around. Oh, they did.
That's-
They did provide a boat
Oh, I
to
think
get
they
to the
kind
island.
of yeah, and they were kind of backstory.
Yeah,
Well-
they found the clones while everyone else was fighting Mewtwo.
So, do you remember? Is there an after credits scene?
There's probably not. I'm gonna say no. And say this is the
they
end.
established it.
As they walk on the beach.
Marvel totally copied from Pokemon
That's right.
the first
This
movie.
is all been ripped off.
Okay, well, that was this installment of
Talk
this
through
awful
movies.
movie.
Yeah,
Talk through movies.
I think
Or
this was a movie that really deserved to be talked through.
Are we going talk over movies or talking over movies?
We'll figure it out later.
Anyways,
we'll consult Mewtwo.
This
and
is
get back with you.
yes, right. So thank you for tuning in,
And hopefully, like us, you will have forgotten you watched this and completely go on about your life as if nothing happened.
yes, I'm going to try to forget this and this experience that ruined my childhood. Seeing everything in a different light now.
Yeah. All right.
So remember to like and subscribe. We appreciate all the support we've been getting, and if you've listened to this far,
Caves.
then
Where are your
we
parents,
actually-
children?
they're in caves. They really
Oh
are.
my goodness.
Okay, we're locking out.
Yeah.
Bye.